Hello, everyone. Once again, this is Dare to Speak. I just have a few things to say on what I saw on the last recent court hearing concerning Kyle Rittenhouse. The prosecutors wanted to know his whereabouts because of the possibility that he could be a flight risk or he's hiding for whatever reason. He did show up in court, and they're saying he's not really a flight risk. He's not really trying to get away. That he's just basically doesn't want anyone to know exactly where he lives because of death threats. Okay, I could understand that part. I mean, it does make sense, but my argument isn't really so much that he's hiding because someone's really trying to kill him. I think he's hiding because of the fact that, he's getting death threats. It might just happen. But one person actually said who supported Kyle Rittenhouse, because there was people that was making comments on my comment section on my last video that he's not really being a coward. He's just hiding because for his own safety and for the safety of his family. Now, it's understandable to a point. I understand if people are making death threats against you and your family because of whatever you did. I could understand how that is actually, you know, something that could be taken into consideration. And I know this is not really the same thing. This example that I want to give, but when I was mugged at gunpoint, and a bunch of people told me that it was very stupid for me to try to fight somebody with a sawed-off shotgun. I wasn't trying to be a hero or trying to be a badass or anything like that. I just feared for my life. So with my martial arts background, I disarmed the mugger, but I didn't know that friends ended up attacking and beating the crap out of me. After I pulled off the shotgun, I realized that it wasn't even loaded. But before that even happened, I thought that this person was just gonna shoot me after I did whatever I was supposed to do. I didn't know what was going on, so I just panicked and I just naturally disarmed the attacker, the mugger. Now, whether that was stupid or not, obviously it was dangerous, but stupid, I don't think so. But the thing is, after the whole court thing was over, and these people, which was part of a street gang, a group of Latin kings, and this was in 2003, June 26th. Now, there was a couple of them that went to jail. One went to prison for 10 to 15 years, 10 years incarceration, 5 years probation, and I was getting death threats. And there was people that, from what I heard from rumors from the neighborhood, which ended up moving out later on because it was getting too. I just didn't want to stay there. I was getting death threats from from that particular gang just because a couple of them went to prison, and I didn't have security back in or police protection or anything like that. Now I and then someone told me, just like what this guy who was supporting Kyle Rittenhouse also said, if someone's making verbal threats or you hear rumors of threats, and of course that they mean it, obviously, it's not something you should worry about. A threat, is not something that someone should really worry about, no matter how many times you hear it and from how many people are actually threatening you. You should worry about the people that are actually going to be doing it, doing the assassination or doing the attempted murder or whatever like that, because of the fact that they're not going to say they're going to kill you, they're just going to kill you. And of course, I was on my guard whenever I had to leave the house after I recovered from the beating and stuff like that. Of course, I had to recover. And of course, I had to watch my back, I mean. And of course, nothing really happened. It would be a whole different story if somebody shot at me while I was walking to the store, or if I had to go to a relative's house who lived a couple of blocks away around 10:30 at night or whatever, and then someone took shots at me. Then I would see that as a serious threat against my life. Now, I don't know if Kyle went through the same kind of thing. I don't know if anybody tried to attack him or shoot at him, but if that's not happening to him, then most likely nothing's going to happen. Now, I know it may not be the same situation as, but I think is a decent, at some level, to a moderate degree, a similar analogy. It may not be the same, but just like kind of similar. Now he showed up in court, and they're not gonna hold him against him. There's no penalty. They're not gonna raise his bond, and the prosecutor was actually trying very hard to do that. Now I don't know what's gonna happen as far as the actual trial itself. Whether they're gonna end up killing him. I'm killing him. I'm sorry. Whether they're going to end up putting him in prison, if they're going to find him guilty, whether he's going to be serving time. He might get off. There's always a possibility. I can understand that. There's always a possibility. And there's also an equal possibility that he could actually be either put in prison for murder for the rest of his life, or possibly doing some jail time because of the fact that he was underage. He was 17 years old, a minor, crossing the state lines with an AR-15 in which he purchased illegally. He bought it. A friend of his who was legal enough to get it, Dominic Black, he gave him the money. He bought it for him. And his mother took him across state lines, which again, she should get in trouble for that too. I don't know if she is. And then he goes over there trying to help out the community and this and that. And you know the whole scenario about how he provoked, because he knows that a lot of these protesters are so, and I criticize these people a lot. They actually, some of them are actually so angry that they actually will behave on a very unreasonable level. They saw him there by himself, wandering by himself, which was very stupid for him to do. I mean, just stay with your group, just plain and simple. He made the mistake of doing that. I'm pretty sure he knew how unstable and radical a lot of the protesters were, and they attacked him. And of course, yeah, he fought in self-defense. I understand that. But the point that they're missing is the fact that he was a 17-year-old minor with a weapon that he purchased illegally. So he might do some jail time, or he might get a misdemeanor charge for that. I don't know exactly what's going to happen. I honestly don't know. Now, if he does get off, all charges are going to be dropped. Then he would really have to seriously worry, because a lot of bad things could happen. I mean, if people make more death threats, I mean, they're pretty much like idle threats. It doesn't matter how serious they are. I mean, wanting to harm somebody is one thing. When people make venomous death threats, here and there and stuff like that. Whether it's on, on the internet, on YouTube, on Facebook, all this kind of stuff like that. Now, anybody can say that. I mean, that's one thing, but actually trying to kill him, that's something else. And whether that's really going to happen to him or not, I don't know. But I don't condone any kind of retaliation or anything like that. I mean, if he gets off, he gets off. We have no choice but to like say, tough shit. That's just how it is. But if something does happen to him, if someone who's either a friend of the people that got killed or to have done something to him, or and they very successfully managed to harm him or kill him, all I have to say about that is he pretty much brought it on himself. It's, again, I'm not saying I condone it. It's better for someone to go to prison for what he did, but to actually kill him or to harm him in any way, I mean, that's just crazy. But if it does happen, then it happens. That's just how it is. I mean, that's just basically the price that someone has to pay for being reckless. A lot of the people who support Kyle Rittenhouse may not see it that way. I mean, the price, they're going to say, oh, that's the price he has to pay for defending himself. No, that's not the thing. He defended himself, yes. But the point is, he had no business being there. I would have no problem whatsoever if he was 19, 20 years old and he actually purchased it legally, and people got stupid with him and he had no choice but to defend himself. Then I wouldn't say anything about it. But he should not have been there. He should not have crossed state lines with that gun that he purchased illegally. So a lot of the hate that might, I'm not saying that it will happen. Probably not. I would say 70%. I would say nothing will happen to him. But if something does happen to him and he does get seriously hurt or killed, yeah, I mean, that shouldn't happen. But if it does happen, he just basically brought it on himself. Plain and simple. He just did. But most likely, I don't think he has much to worry about. And again, threats are just threats. I mean, doesn't matter if it's venomous death threats, idle threats, or whatever like that. Wanting to harm somebody is one thing. Actually harming somebody is another. So that's just basically how it is. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Questions or comments, you know what to do. And this is Dare to Speak. And to all of you, take care.